My first run for Whitestones Logistics. Actually got to come home after that. Plus a sneak peek at my son's Five Nights at Freddy's 1 in real life. And more on this episode of
the Clutch Trucker Channel.
Clutch Trucker filmed before a live and furry studio audience. That is Rusty, the world famous meatball dog. Hey YouTube, Clutch Trucker here. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of the Clutch Trucker Channel. Alright, well here it is, Saturday night. S-A-T-U-R-D-A-Y. Night! Anyway, Bay City Rollers. 8/6, August 6th, 10:54 p.m. Just putting this video together. A little later than I planned to, but I did my first run for Whitestones Logistics yesterday. And yeah, Mark gives me a call about, a little after 8 o'clock in the morning and says, alright, you need to hop in the truck and get moving. There's a load picking up down in Hudson, Colorado. It's a hazmat load. It was going to Kimball, Nebraska, which is just 53 miles east of me. So it was about 83 miles down there to pick it up, and then about 125 to deliver. Delivered straight through the same day, and then I was able to come home afterwards. Yeah, so let me break it down for you, okay? Yeah, I drove about 83-ish miles down there. I drove about 125-ish miles up to the delivery. It only took a couple hours to get there. And then after I delivered, I came back home. So I got the call a little after 8, left here just before 9 a.m. I was home by 5 p.m. Did an 8-hour day, just like a normal working person. And I made $945. Yep, that was my take. Because, yeah, he paid $10.50. He takes 10%. I got $945. And I was home again. Can't beat that. So Mark wanted me to say, for sure, to those people who kept saying, oh, hazmat really doesn't pay anymore. I beg to differ on that one. Because if you include all the miles I drove from the house to pick up my trailer, down to get loaded, go to deliver, and back home, all miles, loaded and empty, I still made well over $3 a mile, or I think it was like $3.26 a mile to me. And that included all the deadhead and everything else. So I would say already this is paying off. What do you think? All right, and I do have to point out, if you factor in just the loaded miles, which is all most carriers ever do, they don't count the deadhead. Turquoise never did. Any deadhead that was me. I ate that. That's why a lot of times when I had a load that only paid me exactly $2 a mile and I had to go 150 miles to get it, and then, you know, that's when I was saying I'm driving for free. And I got really sick of that. Okay, if you don't count the deadhead miles and the empty miles, you just count the loaded miles, 125 miles, that paid $7.56 a mile. Yeah. So for those of you that think hazmat doesn't pay, hello. These are the placards I had to put on the trailer on all four sides. 1791, number 8. 8 means corrosive. All right, there's 9 different categories. I know from my test. I remembered all that. Of course, it has the little sign of showing, yeah, it drips on you, you're going to be in trouble, and it'll eat through crap. So this was on all four sides. They're usually supposed to be pre-sticky back ones. They weren't. Luckily, I had some clear Gorilla Tape with me, so that's how I put them on all four sides. And of course, as soon as you deliver, you got to take them all off. So I did that as well. But I did buy some placard holders from Amazon, and they're actually supposed to be here tomorrow night. So the whole idea on those is then I can permanently mount those on each side of the trailer, because you have to have one on each side, one on the back, and one on the front even, which you really kind of odd because you really don't see it between the cab and the trailer, but it has to be legally on all four sides. These they gave me are actually a pretty good quality hard plastic one that I'm going to save, so in case I have to use these again. But now from now on, once I get the holders, I can just slide them in, they clip down. If you look at the picture again, then you can see how easily those work, and then I'll just have to slide them in from now on. That'll make it a lot easier. So yeah, I ordered 4 of those placard holders, and on Amazon, and hopefully they'll be here tomorrow night before I need to head back out, is the whole plan. Not only that, yeah, so that's how the whole thing worked on that first hazmat load. I think it all went well, and boy, did it pay. He's got a load set up for me for Monday. There was nothing else good over the weekend, but fine. I made some good money, and now I'm not having to move the truck and spend money right now either, and I got to come back home. So that's a good deal. So the one I've got on Monday is I go down to Denver and pick up a load of paint from Behr, like B-E-H-R, and aren't they exclusively at the Home Depot? So I'm going to be going to 4 Home Depots. One in Scottsbluff, Nebraska, one in Casper, Wyoming, one in Sheridan, Wyoming, and the final one in Gillette, Wyoming. All right, yeah, it's 4 stops. That's kind of a pain in the hind, but it's paying pretty decent, $2,400 for a load in the Colorado, Wyoming area. That's unheard of around here. So I'll end up in Gillette on Tuesday. I'll pick this up on Monday. I'll make it up to Scottsbluff, deliver there to the first store. Then I'll probably drive up to Casper, to Evansville, technically, to the Hat 6 truck stop. And then I'll start early Tuesday morning, do that store there, go up to Sheridan, do that one, and end up in Gillette probably by midday on Tuesday. And so we're going to try to find something else from there. So that'll be 2 loads already. That's what, if you go by the gross amount, $2,400, $3,450, or $3,450. And then of course I take my, he takes his 10%, and there you go. So, it's already looking pretty good. And his whole philosophy is the least amount of miles, the most amount of money. And there's no point in moving the truck just to move it if you're not getting paid to move it. So yeah, this one's not as great, the second one, because you got the 4 stops, but it's at least to stores. I never mind going to the stores because they get you in and out. Distribution centers, however, no, they'll hang you up for hours. But the stores, they get you in and out. And so it's 1 trailer load going to 4 different stores, so only 1/4 of the load each time goes to one of the stores. So it's not going to be too bad. And so overall, in just a couple of days, I make some decent money. And then we'll move on from there. And he's going to run me around for a couple of weeks, and then he'll get me back to the Youngstown area so we can, the plate should be in by then, so I can get the actual plate instead of the paper that's up here in the windshield. He'll give me some blue letters for the back of the trailer that say Whitestones Logistics, so we'll have that done as well. And anything else we might need to take care of. So it's a beautiful thing. Okay, if you include the loaded mile, or the empty miles, the 111 miles down to Denver to pick it up, that's still $288 a mile to me. Okay, so that is, I said, and this is what I told Bo a couple of months ago with Turquoise, I said, I have to make at least $265 a mile to me for the load to pay. And of course, I was talking about just loaded miles, where $288 is including the deadhead, which means I'm still ahead. I'm still over $3 a mile if you don't include that. So if you compare the apples of the way I used to get them to the apples compared to the way I'm getting them now, I'm doing much better already on my first 2 loads. Okay, and again, to be fair, let's compare the apples to the apples, because this load, picking up in Denver, going to the 4 stops, $2,400. So after Whitestone Logistics takes their juice off of that, and you divide by just the loaded miles, that's still $3.38 a mile to me. Okay, if just the loaded miles. So, hello. Also, now in switching jobs and everything, we had to kind of come up with a new way, because I'm on paper logs, of getting everything to Mark so he can get everything in the system. Plus, you need to turn in your BOLs for the hazmat stuff immediately, at least a copy of it. And I don't have a good way to do that. With Turquoise, they use something called LoadStop, where you take a picture of it, and then you could kind of trim it a little bit, and then you would send it in that way. Although it still didn't do the best job. And I decided what I really need to get is a scanner for the truck, but I just want a little tiny portable one, right? That'll run off a battery, and then I can just transfer everything straight to my phone. Because we'd run into that problem in just getting everything set up, where I had documents I needed to get to them on a PDF file. I'd have to go inside and scan it. My wife would have to put it on her computer and then airdrop it to my phone. It was the only good way we had to do it. So I found this scanner on Amazon for $169. It's just a little tiny one. I can find a cubby in the truck here to stick it in. So I'll be able to scan in all my bills of ladings, and I can scan in my logs every week. And you have to put a log sheet with that bill of lading for that day's delivery, because they track everything a lot closer on the hazmat stuff. So I decided, let's go ahead and get that, and that should be here tomorrow night. Here's what that one looks like. say, I looked at a couple of different ones, and that one was the cheaper. There was a Doxy one for like $229, and this one was only $169. It's a brother, and it had good reviews. I watched a video about how easy it is to transfer stuff to your phone, which is what I need to do, so I can get all my stuff to Mark at Whitestones Logistics, so he can get everything paid and make sure we're legal and has all the proper files he needs. Then about once a month or so, because I need to turn in a maintenance report and all my hard copies of everything, I'll probably just run across him. We'll make sure he routes me to where I need to be so I can run into him and hand him off. But for everything else, I'm just going to scan them in the truck. Technology is a beautiful thing, baby. So that's how we're going to handle all that, instead of like that LoadStop program I used with Turquoise. So they got everything. So we got all that covered. And I better mention, since I know a lot of you are probably new to the channel and you're saying, well, paper logs, how can you possibly be on paper logs? Well, because I have a 1999 engine in this truck, and after the ELD mandate went in, or before it went in actually, they did say if you have a 1999 or older engine in your truck, you don't have to run an E-log or an ELD. You can still run paper logs. So I'm one of the few drivers out here that's legally able to run a paper logbook. So that's how I get away with that. I've got proof, and I showed this in my last video. I've got that page in there showing the FMCSA says as long as you have a 1999 or older engine, you can run the paper logs. Also, in this logbook, I have pictures of the decal on the engine that show it's a 1999. Now, if someone's going to be a real fussy budge about it, I'll open the engine. I'll gladly show them that it's a 1999 engine. It's a rebuilt 1999 Detroit Series 60 12.7 liter engine, which also means I don't have any of that DEF and after treatment crap that I have to deal with. Just diesel, that's all I have to worry about. So, to summarize my beginning with Whitestones Logistics, I'd say it's going swimmingly so far. Yeah, I did. That's just so unusual for me as a truck driver. I get up, I get the call, I go get the trailer, I go do the load, and I'm home by 5 p.m. to have dinner with my wife? Hello! And made damn near $1,000. I didn't even fill the truck up. I will fill it up tomorrow after I load. It's going to be a heavy one. It's going to be 43,000. I know I can take 42.5 with full tanks on this truck, so I'm not filling it up. I might go down to Johnstown, Colorado tomorrow and just stay there just to be a little bit closer so I can get there a little bit early on Monday morning for the pickup. And then once I get back into Wyoming, I will completely fill up after my first stop at Scottsbluff, Nebraska, because they'll be taking some off. Then I can completely fill up again, and that's how we'll run that one. So, we've already got the fuel card set up. I'm on their app. That's everything's all set to go. So far, the transition's been pretty damn easy, pretty damn good, and already it's looking really good. To quote that 80s song, "The future's so bright, I gotta wear shades." All right, and now to switch the subject. Okay, yes, Five Nights at Freddy's. If you don't know what that is, it's a video game. All the younger kids like it and all that. If you're around my age, you have no idea what it is. Justin showed it to me years ago, and I played it. I played the Five Nights at Freddy's one. It's kind of frightening because it takes place in basically a Chuck E. Cheese type pizzeria that's really run down, and you're the security guard at night, essentially, in the main office, and the animatronics come to life. And so you have to keep closing doors to keep from getting killed. And if you run down the power too low, you get killed. And so he made a real-life version of that. FNAF is what everyone refers to it as. He did Five Nights at Freddy's 4 in real life, I think a summer or two ago, and had people play that. And then had the inspiration to do the Five Nights at Freddy's 1. And that's why I got kicked out of the pole barn at the end of my remodel, as he was trying to finish off the whole area, do the whole thing. So they were doing their last real run through tonight. They're going to do a Five Nights at Freddy's movie, and they're going to use the same set for that. So his channel is called X Blue on YouTube. You can check out all about that. So I just took some video tonight of the whole set, and I was helping. I did one of the doors tonight as Derek ran. He's been part of the whole thing with Justin, my son, building this whole thing from the beginning. Justin got to do it last week as a player, and Derek got to do it tonight. So I was one of the doors. My wife, Mary, did the power, and it's really neat to see it all happen live. But here's just some shots of the set. I think it's pretty impressive. This is what I lost my pole barn to, is the whole Five Nights at Freddy's one that my son has rebuilt live so people can compete. So here's walking into what is the main pizzeria room.
You doing for the Clutch Trucker channel?
Yep.
Clutch Trucker channel?
Clutch Trucker channel, yeah.
I thought we'd show this since you're doing your last big run through tonight.
Yeah, last one. Last one.
Oh, thank goodness.
All right. And you are playing who?
I'm Foxy.
Foxy, and here's your cove
Yup. There's my head.
with the curtains and
This is
everything.
my area.
Very cool. All right. Ah, there we go. So we're like T-minus 2 minutes to running through it or something like that?
Yeah, until getting ready, and then I'll get the GoPro and brief Derek, so that's what we're doing.
All right, I'm gonna do a tour down the hallway here. And of course, it's almost pitch black in here when they're doing this. This is the hallway with props, posters, old wires make it look like the place is kind of falling apart. They even taped garbage to the floor. This is the office that they do the thing in. Made it look all old school with, like I say, even trash props. This is the monitor where they can see what's happening on all the other cameras. This is a big thing they set up, so you can see the main area. You can see down the hallways. If one of the animatronics is coming to get you, that's the whole part of this game, is they come alive at night while you're here in the office, and they come to get you. And those are the animatronics. You saw they even have costumes that my son bought, had made for this. These doors slide up and down. I'll be operating a door tonight. You have your power level, and if you run out of power, you die. So that's kind of how the whole thing works. There are your buttons for the door and for the light. That light goes in the hallway so you can see if one of the animatronics is coming to get you. And you want to close the door before they get you, and you can see them through the window. All right, here's the other hallway. And that's, those doors open, that's for a jump scare. So you have lots of things to make it look realistic. Time clock. And coming back into the main party room. As everyone is getting ready for the whole event. See, they even have like bathroom signs. Pizza on the wall. It's supposed to be, Five Nights at Freddy's is supposed to be like a Chuck E. Cheese type theater kind of thing. Against the whole stage. And the animatronics. Ah. Mimicking the poster.
Are you muted right now?
So they start up on the stage and then they start to come alive.
you now.
I think you might have turned it on.
So, pretty cool thing.
No, I can't hear you.
And there's the control room where we'll be to operate everything.
Oh, I can hear you. Oh, yeah. Is it we?
We have another screen here that we can see all the cameras. The lovely Mary will be operating the power control for tonight.
I got this.
Okay. This is the security system, so you can see exactly what everybody is doing.
There you go. And they talk over headsets
I
and
need
so
my-
forth to tell all the...
Phone for.
Oh, yeah, that might be good.
Oh wait, I'll
Oh, yeah, you can use the thing.
use Clutch Truckers.
So this is how it all happens. This is how they tell the animatronics where to go and when to go scare the poop out of whoever is trying to play the game.
That's correct.
All right, Justin, let's get the final. We're about to go look.
We're ready to go. We're T-minus 3 minutes.
Awesome. So yeah, it takes up the entire pole barn. Hopefully by winter when I start coming home more, I will get my at least part of the pole barn back to put the truck in to keep it out of the weather. He promised me he would. But he's a good kid, you know. We'll let him slide on that, baby, yeah. But it's very impressive what he built and the fact that he made this all happen live, which is amazing. So like I say, his channel is XBlue, and you can see all about it. So to summarize, yeah, pretty happy so far with Whitestones Logistics. Going well. I can't complain at all. Mark's really easy to work for. As he says, I don't work for him, I work with him. and that's nice too. He considers me a partner in the whole thing, and that's great. And thanks to having this channel, that's how he found me. He's been watching me for a couple of years and said, I was just tired of watching you run your butt off for not any money. Come work with me. So, we're working together, and I think it's going to be a beautiful thing, baby. Yeah. Well, thanks for tuning in for that one. Yeah, you got a sneak peek there at my son's Five Nights at Freddy's 1 in real life. Look for his videos on his channel, X Blue, where he's going to be editing together all the competition and do all the people who participated. It's going to be really pretty cool. And of course, first run for the new carrier, Whitestones Logistics, went really well. Got to come back home. Can't beat that, right, Rusty? Oh yeah. Please subscribe. Please like and comment. I get to your comments as soon as I can. Sometimes it takes a couple days because I'm a working truck driver. There's Clutch Trucker on Instagram, Clutch Trucker on Twitter, and as always, sniff that magic YouTube fairy dust. Clutch and Rusty, out. So, what'd you say your name was? Nostradamus. Yeah, Nostradamus.
Oh, I just love the fighting Irish.
Here we go. There it is. Oh, it's behind you. It's kind of below your pet bed. Oh, did you find it? Oh, there it is. That's the good stuff, baby. That's the good stuff. Snarf, snarf, snarf. Loving the bacon strips. All right, did you get all that one? Got a little short one for you right here. There you go. All right. Oh, thank you, Dad. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. I love bacon strips. I love bacon strips. All righty.